Let's talk today about the importance of emotion regulation, why it is such a central component in our lives, whether we recognize it or not, and why it's a central component in the therapy that I offer my clients. We human beings are fundamentally emoting organisms. We're also fundamentally relating organisms, and I'll come back to that in a moment. Just say as I'm moving through this, that we relate through our emotions. So emotion and its regulation is important so that we become aware of what we're feeling and so that we can moderate what we're feeling, regulate what we're feeling so that we don't become activated. Neurophysiologists have discovered that when the right side of the brain, which is where emotions are generated, at least the emotions of anger and fear are generated, and if the right side, the amygdala, hypothalamus on the right side gets activated, it shuts the left side down. The two hemispheres are connected through a band of tissue here called the corpus callosum. And so, and it's really clear from looking at the brain scans, as activation goes up on the right side, cognitive function on the left side goes down. So this has profound implications for people. For example, I do a lot of work with addicts and alcoholics. They go to meetings. They do work with me here. In many different programs, they teach what's called cognitive behavioral therapy for treatment of addiction. And those are all lessons on the left side of the brain. They're cognitive lessons. Now, if that client who's gone through a traditional kind of program has an experience that causes him to feel either fear or anger or sadness and activates the right side of his brain, it shuts the left side down, and he'll be much more likely to forget the lessons of recovery. Call your sponsor, go to a meeting, call somebody on your phone list, call your therapist. He'll forget those and wonder later why he relapsed. So emotion regulation is vitally important in recovery. It's also important in relationships. I'm coming to the relationship piece now. I do a lot of work with couples, and a relationship is very challenging to both partners. And so what often happens is if they don't have the skills of emotion regulation, they become activated, and then the relationship becomes at risk. And so I teach all of my clients the skills of emotion regulation. Now, it's also known, there's plenty of evidence that shows if children have the skills of emotion regulation, Daniel Goleman called it emotion intelligence, they will do better in school, get better grades, they'll go to a better college, they will be more likable by their peers and by their teacher. And so these are reasons, and then they'll be more likely to succeed in relationships and in work later in their lives. Emotion regulation is vitally important for us in every aspect of our life, our work. If a person becomes emotionally activated, say angry or afraid in his work situation, he's not going to perform as well. He won't be able to think as well, plan as well, contribute as well, and so forth. Emotion regulation, as I said, is important in relationships. It's important in work. I teach emotion regulation to golfers because if their emotions are unregulated, they're more likely to have what are called the yips and to miss that essential putt. So I hope that you've gotten the lesson from this of the importance of emotion regulation in all areas of our lives. Thank you.